Have you ever wondered that even if you love your dog so much that you see them as part of the family, some of your daily actions, seemingly harmless, might actually hurt that little heart? It's not about anything big or cruel. It could be a quick tug on the leash when you're in a hurry, a loud shout when you're tired, or simply a firm pat on the head out of love. To you, it's just a habit. But to them, it's little pieces of their emotions being chipped away every day. I once met Lucky, a golden retriever who always tucked his tail and walked timidly whenever he saw his owner holding a leash. During every walk, instead of bouncing joyfully, he would press himself close to the ground, eyes full of anxiety. Later I learned that since he was a puppy, Lucky had always been yanked harshly whenever he moved too fast. To him, the leash wasn't a symbol of fun. It was something that constantly pulled him back toward fear. And when we stop to truly observe and listen, you'll realize there are so many things, so small and subtle, that silently cause a loyal soul to suffer. Today, we'll walk together through the common mistakes that often go unnoticed, so we can better understand and love in the right way. The journey begins with daily walks, moments that are supposed to be relaxing, yet often turn into tense and stressful experiences. Have you ever yanked the leash hard when your dog pulled too fast? That sudden jerk doesn't just stop at the neck. It travels down every nerve, teaching your dog to associate walking with tension and pain. The throat gets compressed, the thyroid gland can be damaged, and more importantly, trust begins to crack. Instead of pulling, try stopping, waiting for your dog to calm down, and then continue. The walk together will feel much more peaceful. Even in these seemingly simple moments, another mistake slips in quietly, yet leaves a lasting impact, scaring or startling your dog to control behavior. Maybe you've tapped an object loudly on the floor, or suddenly raised your voice when your dog didn't listen. These things may seem harmless, even like a form of discipline, but what they plant is confusion and fear. Every time your dog gets startled, it steps a little further away from trust. Instead of letting your dog live in a state of uncertainty, constantly guessing whether you're safe or not, show them that with you, they're in the safest place possible. If you also believe that love should begin with understanding, hit the subscribe button so I can continue sharing gentle and meaningful insights for your beloved dog. But sometimes, the hurt doesn't come from touch. It comes from sound. When you shout at your dog for doing something wrong, you're sending a message of aggression. Dogs don't interpret yelling as a lesson. They only feel the volume and the negative energy. And soon, they begin to fear you. Remember, fear should never be the foundation of a healthy relationship. There are fears that may seem small, like when your dog shakes because of thunder or the vacuum cleaner, and you laugh because you think, it's so cute. But what makes you laugh actually causes real panic for your dog. That behavior is not funny. It's a silent cry for help. Try sitting next to them, petting, and soothing them. That's your way of saying, I'm here. Don't be afraid. Did you know that leaving your dog home alone for too long can cause them to fall into a mild state of depression? Dogs are pack animals. Loneliness is not natural for them. Every hour you're away from home is an empty space in their heart. And if these empty spaces repeat, they will eventually stop waiting. Instead of leaving them alone, try playing some soft music, leaving a few toys with your scent, or even asking a family member to visit. A little connection is enough to calm them. And sometimes, you just want to hug them tight, pet them endlessly because you love them so much. But dogs don't always want physical contact. If they turn their face away, lick their lips constantly, or tense their muscles. It's not random. It's a gentle rejection. Let your dog come to you when they're ready. Love can't be forced, especially with such a small heart. In the whirlwind of love, sometimes you forget that your dog is growing older. They move slower, sleep more, and aren't as energetic as before. Don't be quick to call it laziness. It could be joint pain, blurred vision, or hearing loss. And instead of forcing them to play as they used to, adjust their pace. Add soft rugs, easy-to-digest food, and gentle hugs. Old age is a phase that requires more love than ever. There's one more small behavior that many people think is normal: taking a toy or food from your dog's mouth without a reason. This is the quickest way to make your dog develop a protective response. For them, you're taking away something precious. Instead, swap it with a better treat, a nod of encouragement. Your dog will learn that giving up doesn't mean losing. From the obvious things, you may have never thought that suddenly patting your dog on the head is also a mistake. The head is a sensitive area, especially for dogs that have been hurt before. If you want to pet them, start from the chest or on either side of the face, places where your dog will feel safer. Another behavior that seems harmless but greatly affects your dog's understanding: talking too much. Dogs don't understand long sentences. They understand tone, eye contact, and gestures. Keep it short and clear. When you say, "Don't jump on the couch," they only hear, "blah, blah, couch." Instead, say, "down." Sometimes, just a light touch is enough to make your dog's heart jump. Wake them gently with a call, not a sudden touch, especially for dogs with a history of abuse. Sleep is their rare safe haven. Let them wake up with kindness. The same thing happens when you always take your dog on the same route every day. For you, it's a habit. For your dog, it's a level of boredom that can be paralyzing. Change the route so they can sniff new scents and see different branches. Each path is a story, a discovery. Have you ever used your hand to tease your dog, playing by letting them chase and bite your hand? It may seem fun, but that behavior can make your dog misunderstand boundaries. As they grow older, the bite will no longer be gentle. Use toys and make your hand a connection point, not a target. There are days when you want to dress your dog up, putting on sweaters, glasses, or hats. But not every dog enjoys that. If you see them scratching, shaking, or walking uncomfortably, take it off. Love doesn't have to be flashy, just comfortable. One of the most misunderstood behaviors: forbidding the dog from looking at you. Some people feel uncomfortable when their dog stares directly at them, but that's how they connect. By looking at you, they are asking, "Am I okay? Are you here?" Don't avoid their gaze. Respond with a gentle look. There's something very easy to overlook: ignoring your dog when they don't listen. Instead of understanding the cause, whether it's anxiety, lack of training, or distraction, many people react with frustration. But dogs are not machines. Patience and consistency are the keys. If a command isn't followed, teach it again. Don't punish. You should also avoid making sudden changes to their feeding schedule. For humans, being late for a meal may be a small thing, but for dogs, it's a complete disruption to their digestive system. A regular feeding schedule helps create stability and a sense of safety. If there are changes, introduce them gradually, little by little. Some dogs are very sensitive to smells. Using perfumes, essential oils, or strong cleaning chemicals in the house can make your dog uncomfortable, even affecting their respiratory system. You might not smell anything, but with a sense of smell hundreds of times stronger than humans, every scent is a storm to them. Opt for natural, gentle scents. Another mistake is ignoring signs of fatigue after playtime. Some dogs are very playful, but their bodies have limits. If you notice your dog panting heavily, lying down, or losing interest, let them rest. Too much exercise can cause muscle strain, dehydration, and even heat stroke on a hot day. Too much exercise can cause muscle strain, dehydration, and even heat stroke on a hot day. And there's one more thing many people unknowingly do: using a fake sweet voice to talk to their dog, especially when comforting them after a mistake. It may sound cute, but a high-pitched, fluctuating tone can confuse the dog or make them feel unsafe. They need stability, from your tone, gestures, to your eyes. Speak to your dog in a calm, slow, and gentle tone, like you would speak to a friend who's scared. When calmness comes from you, the feeling of safety will transfer to them. Another mistake that not everyone realizes: not establishing a clear goodbye or welcome routine every time you leave or return home. You might think that leaving quietly helps your dog feel less emotional, but in reality, it just makes them more anxious. A simple, "I'm off to work, be good at home," with a loving gaze and a gentle pet before heading out, will help your dog understand that you're not abandoning them. Likewise, when you return home, bend down and call their name with genuine excitement. For you, it's just a few seconds, but for them, it's the feeling of being welcomed, of being waited for. That's happiness. Finally, don't forget to get regular health checkups. Many people only take their dogs to the vet when there's an obvious problem. But regular checkups help detect potential health issues early, from dental health, digestion, to cardiovascular problems. Proactive care today can save their life tomorrow. By now, we've covered a lot of things. But have you noticed? These mistakes aren't bad things. They're just a lack of understanding. By changing just a little, pausing before you tug the leash, lowering your voice instead of yelling, placing your hand gently rather than patting the head, you're opening up a much warmer world for your dog. They can't speak, but they feel everything. And sometimes, what they need isn't commands or treats, but gentleness from the one they trust the most. If you've accidentally made some of these mistakes, don't blame yourself. We're all learning to love correctly. Leave a comment and share your experiences. And if you found this article helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can continue this journey together, caring for these small yet deeply loving creatures.